There is one thing that mainstream media is correct about, at least in their attitude, because we know that those that run mainstream media, those behind the scenes, that they are pagan. We know that. We know that they rely on paranormal charms. And them being pagan, they're more practical than the commoner. Far more practical. They're far more smarter also. And there's one thing that those pagan businessmen that run mainstream media know about common people. They know this about worldly people very well. And that is that worldly people, they want relief and they want to flee. They want relief from facing themselves. They don't want to be challenged at all. They just want relief to be left alone. And whenever there is a challenge or there's some difficulty, they want to flee. And when worldly people cannot escape, they will escalate. And when they escalate, people will get hurt. Seriously hurt. Those pagan businessmen, they know this about their own people. That is why they provide distraction to them. That is why they do mention things that are going on in the world, but they use it to deform the masses so that the masses would not attack them. Because without all of this distraction by mainstream media, commoners would turn on those pagan businessmen and their families very quickly. Listen to what I'm saying here. Those pagan businessmen that run mainstream media, they understand what Christ said. Because those pagan businessmen, they know the Bible. They know what Christ said. They know both the Old and the New Testament very well. And Christ made plain that you should not cast your pearls before swine. Why? Because the swine is not willing nor able to appreciate the pearls. They will trample on the pearls and they will turn around to devour you. Because swine, I'm talking about the real swine in nature out there, they're interested in playing in the dirt and feeding themselves off feces and all that other, and carcasses, all that other crap. So a swine is filthy in a physical sense. And wherever a swine comes, they will spread filth. That is the habitation of a swine, physical filth. The same way you have people out there who abide in energetic filth, where it's anxiety, worry, where it is hatred or any type of other psychic addiction, they abide in filth. And they have no intention of facing that it's filth that they abide in. So they are in toxic denial in the filth because they don't want to admit it's filth. They never want to admit this. Even if they have to admit it, they will play the victim. They persist in filth, they defend filth, and they spread filth. And the moment you challenge their cowardly attitudes, they will devour you. Such people do not want the truth. They do not want facts. They do not want solutions. No, because they are familiar with the filth, so they want to persist in the filth, but at the same time they pretend as if they're annoyed by the filth and they fight some other filthy people to give the impression that they are good people. Yes, they will fight other filthy people that can easily be victimized to validate themselves as if they are good people while they are not. And such people that persist in filth, Christ compared them to swine, they should never receive your pearls. Now, what's a pearl? Valuable stuff. Your insight, your vulnerability, your talent, your time, your effort, they shouldn't receive it. Why? because they will only feed off of you, they will only drain you, and then throw you away as if you never existed. Why? Because filth is where they abide. And they have no intention nor interest in becoming better. They have no interest whatsoever in recovery nor in solutions. What do you do with such people? You distract them. Or if you reveal the truths to them, you do it in a covert way so that they can't attack you. Because if you reveal the truth into their face just like that, they'll become upset because they can't control what they've been exposed to, and they'll lash out. They'll cause trouble. If you reveal the truth in a covert way and later they complain, you can always point out to them that you've shown it onto them, and then they're shut down. And that's what mainstream media is doing. Mainstream media adheres more to what Christ said than many believers. It sounds weird when I'm saying this, but that is what's going on. Mainstream media considers Christ's words far more than many believers. How often are we believers the target of violence that we could have avoided? If we just identify a swine for a swine and avoid the swine, we have overcome a lot of violence already. But too often, we don't see swine for what they are. Why? Because we've been deformed by pagan Christianity. Look, when someone persists in filth, they're guilty for it. They're wrong, absolutely. That's not your fault. When they victimize others because they want relief, they're wrong, absolutely. So don't blame yourself. But what you should do is gain insight in how to outsmart such people and how to avoid their danger. You know that they persist in danger, so deal with them in a practical way so that you can avoid their danger and their blackmail. And mainstream media does this. So how come that those pagan businessmen that run mainstream media, how come that they are more obedient to what Christ said than many believers? They do what Christ told us believers to do. They're not believers, but they do what Christ told us believers to do, and it works out well for them. Why aren't we doing what Christ told us to do? If Christ himself did not entertain the swine, why are we? Be at peace.